Alrighty, let's have a little fun solving some problems for practice tests. Anything from section 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. So let's see here. Complete the table. Use the points to sketch the graph. Here is our function, 3 times x minus 4. So we plug in the negative 1. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3, minus 4 is negative 7. So in goes a negative 1, out comes a negative 7. That's our point, negative 1, negative 7. So we go left 1, down 7 to right about here. Next we plug in a 0. 3 times 0 is 0, minus 4 is negative 4. So 0, comma, negative 4 is also another point, down here to negative 4. Plug in a positive 1. 3 times 1 is 3, minus 1 is negative 1. 1 comma negative 1 is our point, over 1, down 1. Plug in the 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 minus 4 is 2. So that point is 2 comma 2. Right about there. And the last point is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 minus 4 is 5. So 3 comma 5. Over 3, up 5. Now remember, this is a first power function. 3x to the first, it should be a straight line. So if we graphed all our points right, they will lie on a nice straight line. And that's just a little off. Oops. There we go. All our points do lie on that straight line. Question 2. Find the center and the radius of the circle. Remember, the formula for the center or the circle is x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals radius squared. So we want to find the center of the circle. That's just going to be a point. And we want to find the radius. So the center, remember, comes right from here. We bring those numbers right down into our center point. So here we have a plus 2. And remember, in the formula, it's always a minus h. So that would be x minus negative 2. So our x value of our center is negative 2. And here it's just a y squared. You know, what value goes in for k? Well, you know, y squared is the same thing as y minus 0, quantity squared. And we would bring that 0 down. There's the center of our circle. The radius, this is r squared. R squared is equal to 16. So the square root is equal to 4. Radius of 4. Now we're going in the opposite direction. Write the standard form of the equation with this given center and this given radius. So x minus 0, this 0 comes down, quantity squared, plus y minus 0, that quantity squared, equals radius squared. In the parentheses, x minus 0 is just x, so that's squared. Y minus 0 is just y, and that quantity squared. 5 squared is 25. Solve the equation if possible and check your solution. We have x over 5 minus 3 over 1 equals x over 3 plus 1 over 1. So if we're thinking, you know, what would our common denominator be? It would be these denominators multiplied together, or at least 5 times 3. We could do the times 1, but that changes nothing. So our first numerator is an x. We have the 5 under it. What are we missing? We're missing the 3. So 3 times x. Minus. Our next numerator is 3. Underneath the 3, we have the 1. What are we missing? We're missing the 5 and the 3. 5 times 3 is 15. Equals. Our next numerator is x. What's missing under that x? We're missing the 5. And last we have a plus 1. What's missing under that 1? Same as under the 3. We're missing the 3 and the 5. So that would be a 15. And now we've multiplied through by the common denominator, so the denominator is gone. And we're left with 3x minus 45 equals 5x plus 15. So let's see, I'm going to subtract 3x from this side. 5x minus 3x is 2x. And we'll subtract out this 15. Minus 45 minus 15 more is negative 60. 2x equals negative 60, and we divide by 2 and get x is negative 30. Now here it says check your solution. I forgot, we shouldn't have to check our solution. We only multiplied through by a numerical quantity, not a variable. So this answer will work in the original problem. Here, find the x and y intercepts algebraically. So first, I'm going to let y equal 0 and solve for x. So we distribute the 4 and get 28x plus 4. Subtract 4 from each side. Negative 4 equals 28x. And then we divide by 28. So x equals negative 4/28. That reduces down to a seventh, negative 1/7. And then to solve for the y coordinate, we set x to 0. So y is equal to 4 times 7 times 0 plus 1, that quantity. So y equals 7 times 0 is 0. So left in the parentheses is a plus 1. 4 plus 1 is, or 4 times 1 is 4. Y-intercept of 4. Good old percentage problem. What percent P of means times 180.4 is means equals 25.7. And then we bust out the good old calculator right here. So we're going to have 180.4p equals 25.7. We're going to divide by 180.4. So 25.7 divided by 180.4. P is 0.1424. P equals 0.1424. And we move the decimal twice and make that into a percentage. And remember, the other way to do it is we're looking for a percent. So that would be x out of 100 as a percentage equals the is number over the of number, 180.4. And here we cross multiply and we get 180.4x equals 25.7 times 100 is 2570. And then we would divide there. 2570 divided by the 180.4, and we get 14.24. That's already in percentage form. We don't have to move the decimal at all. 7. 16 inches is 35% as a decimal of means times what? X times x. And this is a simple one. We just divide by that 0.35. 16 divided by 0.35 is 45.7. X is approximately, because we are rounding off, 45.7 inches. Number 9, solve for x. Here we do have to check our solution. We will be multiplying through by a variable quantity. So, here's a denominator. As I scan across these, I have a 1 and the quantity x plus 1. So my common denominator is going to be x plus 1. I'm going to multiply this numerator by what's missing under it, the x plus 1. Plus, the 1 has the common denominator under it. We just bring down the 1. That's equal to. Here we have a 4x. We have the common denominator under it, so we're good to go. Distribute the 3. 3x plus 3 plus 1 equals 4x. So we combine those. 1 and 3 add up to 4, and we subtract 3x from each side. 4x minus 3x is 1x. X is equal to 4. And let's check that solution. X equals 4. So here, we're going to have 3 plus 1 over 4 plus 1 is 5. 3 plus a fifth equals 4 times x is 16 over 4 plus 1 is 5. So are these equal? Let's see, an easy way to do this might be to subtract 1/5 from each side. 16 fifths minus 1/5 is 15 fifths. And what is 15 divided by 5? That's equal to 3. 3 is equal to 3. The answer checks out. Number 9, are these points on the graph? Remember, plug and chug. Put them in and see if they work. There's x, there's y. So does 0 equal 2 squared minus 3 times 2 plus 2? So 0, does it equal 2 squared is 4 minus 6 plus 2? Well, 4 and 2 add up to 6, and negative 6 cancels them out. So 0 does equal 0. Check. Letter B. Our x value is 8. Does that equal? Now here, our x is negative 2, and that quantity is squared. Minus 3 times negative 2 plus 2. 8. Does it equal? Negative 2 squared is 4. Minus 3 times 2 is negative 6, so that's minus a negative 6, or plus 6. And then we have a plus 2. So 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 2 is 12. That is not equal. So this one is not on the graph of the equation. The first one was. And the last one is a simple investment problem. So you invested $6,000 in 2 different accounts, bearing simple interest. During that year, the 2 accounts earned a total of $305. How much did each fund earn? So I'm going to let x equal, well, we could let it equal one or the other. I'm just going to send it to the 4.5% account. Oh, and I should write that as dollars in the 4.5% account. That is dollars in the 4.5% account. So that means our other thing is going to be the dollars in the 5.5% account. And remember, we had a total of $6,000. X dollars went into one account, so what's left for the other account is $6,000 minus X. So let's start working on our equation here. X is the amount of dollars in the 4.5% account, and 4.5% as a decimal is 0.045. 0.045x plus, we have our 5.5% account, 0.055, and that is multiplied by the amount in there, $6,000 minus X. And we set that equal to, and here they didn't tell us we earned 5% or whatever it was for the total amount. They handed us on a silver platter the interest earned by both accounts together. So the interest in the 4.5% account plus the interest in the 5.5% account will equal the total interest, or $305. So we got to distribute this 0.055. We have our 0.045x plus 0.055 times $6,000. Oops. 0.055 times $6,000. 330. And then the 0.055 times the minus x is minus 0.055x equals $305. So let's combine like terms. 0.045 minus 0.055 is negative 0.01 equals. Subtract 330 from both sides. 305 minus 330 is negative 25. And if we divide both sides by a negative, the negatives cancel. 25 divided by 0.01, x equals, that's 0.01x, x equals $2,500. So that is x, the amount of dollars in the 4.5% account. The amount in the other account is $6,000 minus that, or $3,500. So that's how much we had in each fund. And that's the end of the practice test. The real deal will look a lot like this. Study hard and good luck.